Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use GetResponse and set up your first autoresponder if you're new to this system. If you haven't done so already, this is the second part of a video series I'm doing for new affiliates who are looking to use the GetResponse free forever account. So if you haven't already set your account up, you can click the link in the description, or I'll leave a card in the top right hand corner of the screen where you can go ahead and I'll walk you through the process of setting up your account. So once you've done that, you can come back here and we'll have a look at how we go about setting up our autoresponder. If you don't know what an autoresponder is, I'll just briefly go over what it is. And if we go to Google, because Google is the font of all knowledge, basically an autoresponder is a program that automatically generates a set response to all messages sent to a particular email address. And if we have a look at what GetResponse actually say, email autoresponders basically are an automated email sequences designed to maximize your conversions, and that's ultimately what we want to do. We want to obviously maximize our sales. So autoresponders are messages sent automatically to subscribers based on a time or particular event. Using autoresponders correctly can be a very powerful and simple part of a complete email marketing strategy. And it basically, and I'm sure you're on email lists because I'm on lots of them, but once you've subscribed to a list, you're automatically sent an email, normally, which is a welcome email, and then you get subsequent emails based on whatever the products or services that you've subscribed to receive information on. So it just automates that process, which means you don't have to do all the legwork. Once it's set up for forever effectively, which is fantastic because this is how you build an evergreen business. So now we know what an autoresponder is. There's a couple of housekeeping things we want to be considering before we actually start sending our messages out to our subscriber list, and that is in regards to the email address that we have associated with our account. So we need to go over to our own account settings at the top right hand corner of the screen. If you just click on my account, and then we need to go to our manage account. In here you'll have your account details, but in particular we're interested in the email addresses. So you want to click on this, and as you can see I've just used a generic email for the purpose of this series. I have my own GetResponse account which has my own domain, which is affiliateincomehero.com, and you want to have the same kind of professional domain. So whether it's your name or your business name, you want to have that as the main email address that people will be receiving your emails from. So you need to obviously add that email, and we do this for a couple of reasons. You need to look professional. We're using a professional tool. You're looking to build a business online, so you need to reflect that throughout your messages. We also want to make sure that your deliverability of your emails is as good as it can be. Now what I mean by that is, quite often I'm sure you receive emails, they go into your spam box, and sometimes you don't even know they're there until you go and check your spam box, and you'll see that you've subscribed to something, you thought you never received the email, but it's actually been sat there. That can be because the email addresses they've used isn't recognized as an authenticated email address, in which case most services will kick them into spam. So you want to give your emails every chance of getting into that inbox. So using things like Hotmail and Gmail just won't cut it. So you need a proper .com address, so whatever your business name is, or your own personal name, johnsmith.com. And once you've got that email address, you just need to come in, add the email address in here. You'll need to verify it again like we did earlier on in the first video, but once you've done that, then you will set that as your default email. So every email that goes out will have that email address on there associated with your emails. That'll help get delivered, and hopefully you'll get more opens. So the other bit of housekeeping we want to do before we go into actually doing our autoresponder is changing your address. So if we've got our account details here, we can see we've got the business details, we've got our address as well. Now if you're happy to have your address shown at the bottom of your emails, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I leave my own address on the bottom of my emails because I've got no problems with showing my own address. But if you have any issues with that, then you can go ahead and get a PO box address of some description. Relatively inexpensive for you to go and get them. You can just Google, a PO box address. You can get them from as little as $5 a month, and you can actually use that PO box address in here instead. So it's entirely up to you. I'm quite happy leaving mine as is, but you can change that, and you want to do that in this settings bit. So when we go to send the message, that address will appear at the bottom of your email as opposed to your own home address. So once you've done all that and you've saved the details and you've obviously verified your correct email address, we want to go over and actually start creating our autoresponder. Okay, so just before we go and do the actual autoresponder itself, we want to create a list. Now we want the list to be something that's congruent with our offer. In other words, when we go to do our landing page, which I'll do in my next video series, we want to make sure that that list makes sense. So we know where that list has come from, we know the landing page it's come from, etc. It's congruent with the offer that we've done on that particular landing page. So we just need to come in and create list. You'll notice when you first come in, you'll have a default list that's set up. Now that's what GetResponse do automatically for you. So we want to create a new one. So give it a list, give your list a name that makes sense to you, that's congruent with your offer that you've done in your landing page. I'll just put GetResponse test for the purpose of this video, but you want to make sure that it's something that's congruent with your offer. Now, to copy the existing list settings, this will take your address details and your email address that you've used. So as I said, you need to verify one that's more specific to you, like a .com, johnsmith.com, or makemoneyonline.com, whatever it is. That's what you want to choose, and where you put your home address or your PO box address, this is what will show in the footer of your email. So once you've done that, we'll click create. So there we go, we've got our new email list. So we can start sending our emails into this particular pot. So let's go ahead and actually set the autoresponder up itself. So to actually set the autoresponder up, we've got a couple of places we can go to do that. We can click on this button here. We can actually click on the menu button here and go to autoresponders, and on the top bar you can go to create and then create autoresponder. This is the one I tend to use. It's just habit, it doesn't make no difference, but it's, you've got 3 areas you can go to. So we'll click on autoresponder. We need to give our autoresponder a name. Again, it wants to be something that you'll recognize and makes sense to you, so I'll put the GetResponse test and then we want to associate the list that we want to link it to. So for this one, we want to link it to our GetResponse test, which we've just set up. So whatever the list is that you've just set up, it wants to be linked to that. The autoresponder settings on our first email that we send out, we want to make sure that it goes out on pretty much the same time that person signs up, but you do have options to change this. You can do it with a delay or exactly at a certain time. But like any email list that you've signed up to, normally once you've signed up to get something or to receive something, login details or a free report, you get it pretty much straight away. So you want to leave this as 0 and put this at the same time as the sign-up. So that means it can happen at any time, at any day. You could be asleep, you could be on holiday, it doesn't matter, it's taken care of. And we'll leave all the days of the week highlighted as well, so it doesn't matter what day of the week they sign up on, they will still get that email straight away, which is the beauty of automating your business. Again, this is where the email address is going to be shown to come from. So if someone sees your email, it shows it as coming from your domain name. Remember, we've changed this to your domain name, and if they want to reply to it, they want to be able to reply to your domain name as well. Subject line of the email. Now, I'm not going to go into massive details about how to write subject lines and all the rest of it. So if you want to learn how to do that properly, there's a link in the description below to a course that will teach you how to do everything from writing your emails to creating a full online business. So you can go and click that link and you'll be taken to some further details that will help you how to do that. But effectively, the subject line, on the first email wants to be something basic like, welcome or thank you. Whatever it is that you've offered them on your landing page, again, it needs to be congruent with that, so they know they're expecting to see your email. So you want to make sure that they can see it quite easily. So say, for example, on this one, welcome and thanks for subscribing. Or better yet, you could say, here's the free gift I promised. So if you're giving something away, make sure that they know that that's what they're getting, and they can see that easily in their emails. And you can even just put, I'll put GIF to see if it gives me GIF. There we go. We'll put that in there so they can see that in their emails in their inbox, so it's easily identifiable for them. Once you've done your headline, we need to go to design message. So we just need to click on the design message tab, and you're taken to a whole range of different email templates. I mean, by all means, you can go with this, but depending on your business and what you're doing, you want to make it as uncluttered as possible, and as clean as possible. So I'm going to go with a blank template, and we just want to go with, with nothing on it at all. So we're going to use this template, and this gives you the opportunity to build your email template. So you can have a logo if you wish, but for the purpose of this, we want to make this look as clean as we can. So we want to click on that. We don't want to show that in the link, and we want to get rid of the logo box so we don't have a logo. So we are left with something that doesn't look like a lot. So the only thing we need to do now is we need to add some text blocks. You can add images within your emails if you wish to, and you can also add video if you need to as well, depending on what the message is all about. So if we grab a text box and we drag it over here and we drop it, this is where we'll put our message in. And in here we want to put in, obviously, the reason we're sending the email. So we need to acknowledge why they're receiving the email. So that could be a variety of issues. So, thanks for signing up. Here is your free gift. Whatever it is that you're emailing them for, you need to obviously acknowledge it. And there's so many different ways that you can do this, but effectively that first email is just establishing yourself as the authority, telling them, thanks for taking the action, thanks for doing what they've done. If you are offering them something that's free, you can perhaps package it up and actually deliver it for your email, or you can attach it as a file, or you can send them to a link. So whatever it is you need to be doing, you need to give them that instruction. So you need to, whether it be tell them to click a link, they know why they've signed up to your list, but you just need to reiterate that so you come across as an authority. There's a few examples I'll just show you here, and I'll leave this link in the description so you can have a look. So again, there's seriously couldn't be happier that you're interested in following along with their lovely notes as as they get new features, etc. It's basically saying thank you. Another one here is actually a little bit more in depth, but they're actually asking questions, which is a great way to understand what your subscribers are thinking. So these guys here are asking them what best describes the stage of your business today. So have you launched a business? Have you have customers, but you're doing this on the side, you're working full-time, starting to find traction. You can have your email set up however you want to have it set up, but there's a few things that you need to make sure you include, and obviously that's saying thank you and then giving them whatever it is that you've said you're going to give them. Again, if you want to learn how to do this in a much more deeper, detailed fashion, there's a link in the description below for a course that will teach you how to do that. So once you've set up your email, we just simply need to go to click next. In fact, let me just what I will do is I will just show how you can add video and images to the email as well. If you want to add an image block, it has to go in between the text. You can't add the image box within the email itself. This is a text box, so you need to break your text up. So if you're writing a long email, you could add your image in the middle, and then you would simply need to drag another text box to go underneath it, so then you'll have an image. So if I just browse this, I'm going to grab an image. Just grab that just for the purpose of this email so you can see it. That's quite a big image. Let's change that size, and then you can continue to add your text. Thanks. And then if you want to hyperlink that, you'll simply highlight your text, you'll click this link, and this is where you can add a hyperlink. So if you're sending them to a particular domain, if I was to send it to Google for the purpose of this, then that becomes a link that they can click when they see the email. So once you've done your email and you just simply click on next, but you have a test and preview button. Now I would preview this, I always do this with my emails, just so you get to see what your customer is going to see. So you can see everything that you've done. You can proofread it as well to make sure there's no errors, and then you can actually click the links. And if I click the link here, it will take me to Google. So you can see that that's working. If you're happy with it, just click the X in the top right hand corner of the screen so it goes back to the main editor. Then you'll click next, and you can see here it says here this is your GetResponse autoresponder. We've already done the editing of the message. We need to save and publish, and once we've done that, we can see it's showing you as being status is on. It'll be sent immediately on the day and the time that the person signs up, and then obviously it will show you some statistics here with regards to whether it was delivered, whether it was opened, if they clicked a link, and if you click on this 3 dots at the side, you've got some other metrics where you can either edit it again, you can look at statistics, and these sort of things you'll look at as and when you start getting more subscribers and you want to start analyzing what you're doing. So you've created your first autoresponder, and if you click the calendar here in the top left, you'll see that it shows you on day 0, so this is when they first sign up, and then you can go into any of the days after that particular event, and you can then add more emails into this email series. So you can add as many as you want. You can do it every day, you can do it every second day, every third day, whatever it is you're setting up at the very start. Whatever you tell them is what you want to be able to make sure you deliver. So if you say look out for my email tomorrow, then make sure you send the second email that, you know, on obviously the day after. So that's your autoresponder setup. You've done the first, you know, message sequence. So now it's all set up, you're ready to go. In the next video, I'm going to be showing you how to do a landing page, so make sure you're subscribed if you haven't done so already, so I can notify when I put that video out. So you've got your free account, you've got your autoresponder set up. Now let's build that lead magnet so that you can start getting your subscribers. So thanks for watching this video. Until next time, my name's Sean from Affiliate Income Hero.